The primary criteria for designation of a byway is the scenic character of a route. Highway design must preserve and protect the natural beauty of the area. The minimum consecutive length is 1 mile. There must be legal public access and adequate land area to accommodate the safe enjoyment of scenic attractions. There must be evidence of local support. The significant natural or aesthetic features must be visible from the roadway. At least one of the following intrinsic qualities must be present: natural, archaeological, recreational, historic, scenic, or cultural characteristics. Preference shall be given to byways with existing protected areas, such as a national forest, federal, or state parkland near the route. After all criteria have been met, the aesthetic appeal of a proposed byway is evaluated. To help us interpret the visual integrity of a roadway and the visible corridor adjacent to the road, visual inventory guidelines are applied. Visual elements such as landforms, water, vegetation, and cultural considerations come into play. The pattern of elements, line, color, and texture are taken into account. Even the character of the elements, dominance, scale, diversity, continuity, effect, and the adverse effects are assessed. Finally, and most importantly, roadside environmental specialists rate the significance of each visual element by asking a series of questions. Would this byway offer visitors a one-of-a-kind experience? How distinct are the features for this region? How are qualities maintained, managed, and protected along the corridor? Are they intact? Are the sites and events noted relevant to the people who live along the corridor? Do the visual elements appear frequently along the proposed route? Each byway in our state meets the criteria for natural beauty and culture just identified. To show you how designated byways reflect these qualities, let's take a quick tour of representative byways, one for each region of our state. In the Roanoke River Valley, the byway named Lafayette's Tour parallels the route taken by the famous General Lafayette in 1825 when conducting his grand tour. At each of the towns along the Lafayette Tour byway, historic sites abound. Established at the time of the Revolution, Warrenton thrived on the wealth of tobacco and cotton plantations. Today, its gracious streets offer us fine architectural examples of many grand homes. Another town along the byway is an early county seat where, in 1776, the Halifax Resolves were signed. This spark ignited our colony's independence from England. The historic district of Halifax and its walkable tour provide you with a glimpse into the social centers and crossroads of an earlier time. Further along the route in Murfreesboro, historic sites remain intact, including homes built by captains of commerce that chose to settle in this rich agricultural area, and museums that pique our interest in past achievements and glory. For another illustration of byway significance, we next take you to the central Piedmont. The scenic byway named Pottery Road offers visitors a different experience by emphasizing North Carolina's craft heritage. A first stop might be the North Carolina Pottery Center, where you see on display both traditional and contemporary pottery, produced by the many artisans that have flocked to this area. From Westmore to Jugtown to Seagrove, close to 100 local potters have sprung up along this route. Step into a local studio and observe how, as a wheel turns, an artist forms Carolina's red clay into an earthenware pot. Stop by Jugtown for a demonstration of pottery making and see processes that our state's craftsmen have used since the colonial days. Look out for Mill Creek Forge and you will find an authentic blacksmith shop. You'll see why one must strike while the iron is hot. At another interesting spot, just outside of Robbins, you can study the processes of a fully operational mineral mine.